All right, welcome back into the Sports Source. The segment brought to you by our friends at Safety Systems. Boy, they do everything. They really do. Home entertainment systems, life and fire safety systems, security systems, all that for your home or office. If it's electronic, they can handle it. Check them out online. SafeTsystems.com will explain everything they do, and you'd be very impressed with this company. I know I've used them for a lot of different things. Families used them, friends used them. Just a really good company. Safety Systems and SafeTsystems.com. Okay, this is our quick slant segment. I'm going to give these guys 3 quick questions. Going to kind of a game show feel today. I'm going to start with a take your pick question for Will Overstreet. The Vols' first half performance shows the growth of the program. Heard that a lot yesterday. You hung with Georgia, had the lead at halftime. Or the Vols' first half performance was fool's gold, courtesy of an awful snap.
Fool's gold. Think about the number of penalties you had in this game early on in the offense. I think you had 6 or 7 in the first half. And then you have the one bad snap, and then you had Kirby Stark make a stupid decision by going for it on 4th and 1. But really, truly, beyond that, your offense did nothing. Or had one series where Mr. Pickens gave a squirt of the water bottle and got you there. So I didn't think at all that this first half, I actually texted you, John, and said, this is the worst first half you could have possibly put together, and you're leading. So to me, this first half didn't say, wow, Tennessee's back and really playing competitive. No, it was just a weird game in which 2 stupid things that happened on the other side really kept you in this game.
Yeah, I had several people tell me that they thought it showed growth in the program. I didn't see the growth in the program. I thought they did a good job of keeping you in it. They masked a lot of your ills. Josh, your question is a true or false. It is still a little too early for folks to judge Jeremy Pruitt on his games versus Alabama, Florida, and Georgia. True or false?
I think it's true that it's too early to judge, but the grades are coming in, right? And if you're going pass-fail, they're not passing right now. And if you look at the record against Florida, Georgia,
let's go ahead and put
Alabama,
the graphics up here so Mr. Ward can read it. There you go.
You have 7 games there, and look at that average loss. That is not a competitive matchup, 43-15. So you're average losing by 27 to 28 points per game. Now you only lost by 23, so there's some progress for you, right? You're on pace.
There's the growth of the program.
It's going to take some time. So they've got to get better in a number of areas. That goes back to recruiting. But these games against Georgia, Florida, and Alabama make it difficult to recruit against them because Georgia's going to go to an Amarius Mims, for example, this week and say, did you see that? And we'll see what decision he makes, but this is making it harder for Tennessee to land the elite recruits to then try to beat out Georgia, Florida, and Alabama.
Spoke to Bob Hodge yesterday, who pointed out that might have been one of the reasons that Georgia was still trying to get that 50 points on the board yesterday was for recruiting purposes. They're late in the game. Yeah. Jimmy Himes, you've got a fill-in-the-blank question. The position on the Tennessee team that has cost Tennessee the most games since 2017 is blank.
John, I'm going to go with the offensive line. I don't think it has played to the standard it is needed to. In particular, if they go against a pretty good defense, they're a no-show like they were against Georgia. At least from time to time, you've had pretty good quarterback play out of Garantano. There's a lot of highs and lows with him. But I just don't – how many times have we come away saying, well, Tennessee, that offensive line won that game against a pretty good defense? I don't remember saying that, not very often. So I'm going to put it more on the offensive line than Garantano. I also think some of Garantano's woes are because he's not getting protected by an offensive line that has not been playing to the standard that is necessary.
And we could go back even to 2016 and 2015 when this team was pretty good. They were good because Dobbs, Hurd, and Kamara were playing well in spite of the offensive line, especially Dobbs.
And there have been some teams like, I don't know, Appalachian State where you had trouble running the football. I mean, there have been some teams that weren't really that good that you couldn't run the football against, so I'm putting that on the line.
Let's put up the graphic if my director, Chris Lane, the fine Chris Lane, can get it in there. All right, this is Tennessee versus Alabama, Florida, and Georgia since the midpoint of 2016. 0-11 in those last 11 games. 3 times out of those 11 they've rushed for over 100 yards. 3 times they've gone for under 32. 11 games, averaging 2.45 yards per carry. That's just not good enough. I know a lot of people there would scream quarterback is what the underlying position. That's the fill in the blank. I agree with Jimmy. I think it's the offensive line has been your biggest woe.
Yeah, we've said it. I don't know how many times we came into a season and said the offensive line is going to be better this year. And it was because they were 1 year older, and we get, I started going, no, that's not possible. I don't trust this group to take that next step. And unfortunately, I listened to Sterl, came sat close to him, and I said on Friday, you know what, I think this offensive line is finally here and it's going to make it happen. See what I get.
See, if we were doing that by two different locations on radio, if we'd still been in the same room, I'd have said, no, what are you doing, Will? I would have tried to counteract the Sterling influence. I wasn't there to help you. Right. Very good. When we come back, we got Chuck Cavaleris, the Chucky C Note Casino. Last week it gaveth. This week it tooketh away. We'll take a look at how much money he's made. We'll take a look at his line for Tennessee versus Kentucky, and we'll see how we make our game predictions. That's the next segment. Come on back on the Sports Source.